We are here at Dodger Stadium for our first podcast on Playing Field. I'm Maria Serrao.
I'm Tamara Latta.
And it's time to get everybody caught up on some baseball news here. The Dodgers are taking on the Pirates, and I was actually in Pittsburgh 4 weeks ago when the Pirates swept the Dodgers. They got to find a way to beat these guys.
Yeah, they do. It's payback. You know, the Pirates are fighting for that wild card spot, and they're a game and a half up.
Yeah, they've got the number one spot right now. Yeah, but the Cubs are nipping at their heels, and they've got to secure it. And of course, sweeping the Dodgers would be a great way to do it, or at least getting 2 out of 3 here.
Yeah, but this is a huge game for the Dodgers as well. Although they are up 7.5 games with the Giants, they want to keep beating the drum. So they need to win we know they might not win every single game, but they need to beat the Pirates. They need to beat teams like this. This is a good quality team. So if they can beat the Pirates, they can do anything here.
Yeah, we've seen teams like Texas that have really surged right now. We're talking about that in the American League because Houston has been ahead through the whole season. Yes. The Angels are fighting for their life.
For their dear life.
Their dear life. But Texas is coming on just gangbusters, and that is what the Dodgers have to continue to do. They've got to keep that momentum building.
Yes, that momentum building. They have to. It seems like guys are getting more comfortable now. Guys are meshing. The chemistry is there.
Right.
I think if they can play like this and carry this over to the playoffs or to the postseason,
they have to do it.
I think the Dodgers will be okay. Although the pitching is still a little shaky, if the Dodgers can wake up the bats, I think everything else will play out for itself because, like I said, we've seen the bullpen. They've been a little shaky, but they do have the potential. They have the potential, but
here's the thing.
It's inconsistent.
Well, it's inconsistent, but something else to consider. Yes, we've got Kershaw and Greinke. Okay,
right.
They say who's the number 3? Is it Brett Anderson? Is it Mike Bolsinger?
Alex Woods.
Alex Woods, right. He played great last night. So here's the thing. Whoever it needs to be, if it needs to be a combination, if we've got to do pitcher by committee, starting pitchers jumping in, just like Bruce Bochy did last year with the Giants. That formula works.
Well, it'll be all about players who's performing at a high level. Like you said, it will be by committee.
Right.
So I guess what Donnie is doing, he's paying attention. He's monitoring every player's pitching right now.
That's right.
Bolsinger, Woods. So whoever pitches great, I think they'll be that number 3 pitcher. Again, hopefully we'll see Kershaw step it up too in the postseason. I think he'll be ready.
I think he's ready. Greinke's ready. And by the way, Matt Latos is gone. They've designated him for assignment. He's not coming back.
He didn't want to be here.
He didn't want to be here. And you know what? Sometimes you have to just cut your losses and move on.
Well, before the game, Donnie talked about that too. He said that he just didn't pitch well for us.
He didn't.
So, that was it. It didn't work out. I guess the first game he pitched okay. It was, it was adequate.
Okay is really generous.
Adequate, but he didn't fit with the Dodgers. He didn't want to be here. The Dodgers, they granted his wish and he wanted to go, so he's gone,
Hey, but somebody who is doing great, great since he's been up, and this is his first shot here at Dodger Stadium, is Corey Seager. And
oh my gosh,
I got to tell you something. When somebody compares you to Derek Jeter,
oh yes,
that's amazing.
Huge compliment.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. He's very well spoken. He's polite, and he can whack that ball right out of the park. And we had a chance to talk to him today, so let's take a look. Welcome to Dodger Stadium. I know you started on the road. How have things been for you since you got here?
It's been fun. The crowd's fun. It's always fun to play in front of your home crowd, and it's guys like this who stand there and just watch. But it's been good. It's been a blast so far.
Has Kike put any bananas in your locker yet? Or?
No, not yet. I'm still waiting for that one, so we'll see.
Have a locker yet. Is he sharing your locker now, or?
No, he doesn't. No, he's in the bathroom.
Is that the whole Ricky thing?
No, it's just a Corey Seager thing. Future franchise.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then of course Coach Wallach, he's up here helping you out as well.
Yeah, everybody's been great so far like that. Just little stuff like that. That's what keeps the clubhouse light, and that's what keeps it fun. If you embrace it, it's a lot of fun.
It's interesting because you come up and you seem very calm, kind of composed, and I think that it's a surprise to everybody because you think, well, it's such a big jump. But how did you sort of keep composed after all this time?
We have a lot of good veterans, and when they lead you in the right path, it's easy to jump in there and kind of fill the spots when needed, and I can give a lot of credit to them. And I have an older brother I've had a lot of conversations with and stuff, so it's been an easier adjustment for me.
I was going going to ask you that. What kind of advice does he give you, having been in the system for a while?
You know, he's given me advice all through my career, you know, even when I was in high school and stuff. Every time I need a question, he's kind of the guy that I've gone to, and he's been helpful so far. And he's just kind of told me to soak in everything and have fun and kind of enjoy the moment.
Is it going by fast for you while you're here, or are you slowing it down a little bit?
You know, it's slowing down a little bit, but the days still are going by fast. You know, when you're having fun, stuff tends to fly by. So it's going by fast, but it's still slow during the day.
Yeah, Corey Seager's a great guy for sure, and we'll be talking to him as the postseason approaches. Everybody's asking, you know, will it be him or Jimmy Rollins? We'll see. But let's flip over to the Angels for a minute, because we touched upon this, but they are fighting for their life right now, and it's simply because these other teams are so good in their division.
Yes, well, we know last season the Astros were not
terrible.
Good. So that's what's hurting the Angels. These other teams have stepped up. They're really good teams this season. So the Angels have it hard. Last year they had it easy. They won out their division.
Right, best record in baseball.
Yeah, the best record in baseball. Although the Royals were able to knock them out, they still played a great season. They had a remarkable season.
But you know what? You know what happened to them at the end of the season? And I remember this is the last week they had already clinched, and they lost several of their games right before they went into the postseason. And you know what? That momentum kind of stuck with them. Trout didn't hit. Albert wasn't. Nobody was hitting. Josh wasn't hitting. It was like they just completely took a nosedive.
Well, yeah, you know, Trout, we know Trout is going to be Trout. But I think what happened to the Angels is they were jaded. They got a little jaded. You know, baseball you can get very jaded with baseball, and I think that's what happened. They weren't able to carry that momentum over to the postseason.
No,
because they were so tired. You know, in baseball, you're either hot or you're going to have a time where you get sluggish.
Right.
Yeah. So I think, you know, they peaked at the wrong time. That's what happened to the Angels. And this year, I don't know. Maybe they haven't fully recovered from last season, or you know, maybe the Astros, you know, they just gotten a little better, and now the Angels,
well, here's the thing.
They're not that team to beat anymore.
Well, here's the thing. Texas is surging, okay? And they're at the top. Right. The Angels are playing Minnesota, Torrey Hunter's new team.
Yes.
And they beat him yesterday. Mike Trout had 2 home runs. He hit a grand slam. If he gets hot right now, they sneak into the wild card. That would be a huge plus for them. And they could actually get through that more. They could move up the ladder, but they have got to get into that second wild card, and they're fighting a bunch of teams right now. So we'll see. All they can do right now is win games.
All they can do is fight, but
they got to fight.
You hit a point there. Mike Trout, we saw him go. He was a little sluggish, but now he's starting to come alive. So if they can get Mike Trout, is the spark of that team.
Yeah, if he gets going, get hot, then they're set.
That's it. Yeah, but like I said, Mike Trout, if he gets going, you know, he's the spark of the team. He will wake other guys up. It'll be infectious.
Right.
And, you know, we might be onto something here. Like I said, baseball is so unpredictable.
It's such a weird
Anything
game.
can happen.
And you know what?
Although they are, 3.5 games behind, if Houston goes on a losing streak,
this is the thing.
Texas goes on a losing streak.
Well, here's the thing. Texas and Houston are playing each other. If Texas continues to beat Houston and they go down, the Angels have to play Texas and Houston in the next 3 weeks. Anything can happen. This is a momentum swing right here.
They can gain a lot of ground. A lot of ground from playing those teams. And they don't want to see Mike Trout, because once he gets hot, Albert gets hot.
Yeah.
Both of those guys have over 30 home runs.
Yeah, from day to day, this is going to change for sure. Where maybe the Dodgers are a little bit more secure where they are because they have the cushion, but for the Angels and the Rangers and Houston, it's going to just be every day it's going to change up a little bit. And the Twins.
Well, I'll give them about a 25% chance, because we know.
Really? That much?
Yes, anything can happen in baseball. This isn't basketball. Anything can happen, you know.
It's true.
They can gain a lot of ground. They still have to play Houston and Texas, like you said. So
we'll see what happens.
If they beat those teams, they're in there right now. It's just that Houston,
they're fighting right now.
They're fighting right now, and Houston and Texas, they're winning. You know, so it's kind of hard for the Angels to sneak back in. But like I said, anything can happen, and they have to play them. So we'll keep an eye out on that.
Now, you know, Mike Trout shared with me that he's an Eagles fan. We're going to switch over to some NFL, which he also could guess that I was a Cowboy fan. I'm not really sure how, but he's a big Eagles fan. And by the way, they lost last week. There were some surprises in week 1. We should talk about that.
Yes, especially the Seahawks and the Rams. How about that one?
You know,
and it was this whole
weird.
It was a lot of drama going on Twitter.
Twitter drama.
Because Russell, apparently he tweeted 1-0 the day before the game.
Well,
so
he was trying to
speak
positive.
it into existence.
Yeah.
But it did come back to haunt him because, and then the Rams,
That's so
after the
sad.
game, after they got that huge win, the Rams tweeted him and said, "Do not delete this." You know,
which they were happy about that.
Yeah, that was funny. But you know what? I think the Seahawks, they talked about that before. It's kind of hard for the Seahawks. They always have trouble with the Rams for some reason. That's one team that they have a hard time beating.
I'm going to tell you something about the Seahawks. They're great. They won the Super Bowl. That's all good and well and all that. But, you know, any team can be beat, and we're just starting. We are just starting. You know, the fact that Peyton Manning did not score a touchdown in his first game. Now, Denver won. Not saying they didn't, but that team also goes as Peyton Manning goes, and he is going to have to get a better offensive line. Those guys are going to have to really work with him because he is old.
Yeah, I was going to say he is very old. But you know what was great about that Denver win is the defense. When the offense is not working, the defense stepped in, and the defense actually won that game for them.
But that O-line,
they backed him up.
Protect him.
They really have to protect him because he can't. You know, he can't move around, and he doesn't have those fresh legs anymore. He doesn't have the mobility. He doesn't have those fresh legs that he once had. So the O-line, they have to be extra protective over their quarterback.
Right.
And they weren't. And Peyton Manning was very shaken up in that game. He could not get going.
Exactly.
But luckily, the defense had his back. And that's the kind of team you want. You want the defense. When the defense can win games for you, you know, that's a good thing.
But when you got Peyton Manning on your team, he's got to be able to perform as well.
He's Peyton Manning, but at the same time, people have to know that he's kind of obsolete in this league right now.
That's bad.
You know, he's kind of obsolete. He's still relevant because he's Peyton Manning. He's relevant.
Let's talk about
his game. It's kind of obsolete.
Well, let's talk about the other Manning brother, meaning Eli Manning, who I got to tell you, I know that Eli and Tom Coughlin took responsibility for that Cowboys win and the Giants lost, but to be perfectly honest with you, I would have expected more from an Eli Manning and a Tom Coughlin duo. They made so many mistakes at the end of that game. Clock management, play calls were terrible. The Cowboys made a lot of mistakes in the beginning, but the Giants, they played that second half like they've never played football before.
Yeah, I mean, Eli Manning, he's Eli Manning. He's either very good or either very bad. I don't have a lot of. Me personally, I don't have a lot of confidence in Eli.
But he
throws too many picks as well. Yeah, he's won 2 Super Bowls, but
one more than his
he
brother.
is not that remarkable quarterback. I'm sorry. I can't give him that.
But Tom Coughlin is a remarkable coach. He is up there with the Belichicks of coaching. So for him to make that kind of mistake was a little weird to me.
Yeah. You know, but the Cowboys, you have to credit them. They did good. It wasn't all about the Giants. It was about the Cowboys, too.
It was, the Cowboys just overcame the mistakes of the Giants.
Yeah, they did. They capitalized off of every mistake that the Giants made. So you have to give credit to that Cowboys team. Although that huge win, it was bittersweet because Dez Bryant, one of their best players.
He'll be out for 6
weeks. Yeah, their leader of that team. He's a motivator. He motivates that team.
He'll still
be there for that. But having him out there physically that's gonna hurt. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt. I really feel bad for that guy though because he loves playing the game, and it's his heart and soul, and he's the heart and soul of that team.
And let me tell you something: if the Cowboys are gonna play like that every week, I'm gonna need medication because I am not gonna be able to get through that. They've got to learn how to play football better.
Well, yeah,
please.
I think they will, but Tony Romo, it has to start with Tony Romo. Tony Romo has to
be a leader.
He has to be a leader. He has to get those guys going, especially with Dez Bryant being out, because we know Dez Bryant is very intense. He can get those guys motivated, and without his presence on the field, that's going to hurt the Cowboys. But hopefully, they'll take that and they'll use that, and they'll step up without Dez Bryant being out there.
This week they're going to play their nemesis in the Philadelphia Eagles, and they get to meet up with former running back of the Cowboys. I believe he was the NFL's leading rusher last year, DeMarco Murray. So that's going to be a tough challenge for the Cowboys. But those guys, they sort of they tune out. They'll say hi on the field, but football's different than baseball. Like, there's no love lost.
No.
Once you go to another team, you're all about the other team.
And expect Philadelphia to feed the rock to Murray. He's going to run that rock.
He really is.
He's going to try to dismantle his old team.
Well,
so look for Murray to get the ball a lot. I don't know what he'll do with it, but I know he'll be ready, and he wants to dismantle. He wants to
let's hope the Cowboys defense can do something in regards to that.
He wants to make the Cowboys feel like they made a huge mistake when they let him go. So
which I wish they hadn't have done.
We got to keep an eye on Murray.
No, it's going to be good. All right, you know what? We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit of basketball because it's coming up right around the corner.
The Black Mamba.
The Black Mamba's coming around. All right, we'll be right back. All right, we are back, and it's time to talk about NBA basketball in Los Angeles. It's a week away. I'm not ready for this.
Wow, was that fast?
That was so fast.
But the good thing is Kobe has been cleared to play basketball.
Of course he has. And he's not going to do the, I'm a grandfather, give me the grandfather chair routine. He's not doing the farewell tour. He's the Mamba, and he's playing basketball this year. And if he does well, he'll play basketball until his legs fall off.
Well, he's 37, but hey, I think Kobe
has
a lot.
But in his mind, he's 27.
Hey, he has a lot of basketball left in him. Don't doubt the Black Mamba.
She's a Laker fan. That's why she says.
You know what? I might cry like a baby when Kobe retires. I don't know how I'm gonna handle this.
I know it's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be very tough. I think it'll be tough for LA fans too. But one thing about the Black Mamba,
they're in denial.
Yes, even though he's been hurt the last 2 years, don't expect him to take it light. He's coming in and he's clear to play all basketball activities. He's gonna come in and play hard, and that's what the Lakers need. You know
what? They've got to limit his minutes this year. I mean, Byron's got to get tough and say, you know what? I'm putting Kobe in the game for 25 minutes and not let him play 40, 45 minutes. He cannot do it. He's 37 years old. And he's had too many injuries.
You know what, Maria? That sounds great, but don't expect Kobe to concur to that.
You know what? I really should be coaching this team.
Yeah. If he can take a role like Tim Duncan, that would be great. Tim Duncan, he comes in about smart. 20 or 30 minutes, but he's so productive when he's there. He's very good. And if Kobe, but I don't expect Kobe to do that. Kobe that egotism, it won't allow him to do that because at the end of the day, he's still Kobe Bryant, okay?
Well, maybe the fact that he was hurt last year and the year before, and that limited him being out there at all, maybe he'll take that into consideration. There's a lot of young guys on this team, and without him, they are not going to get very far. So it's going to be to their benefit for Kobe to add some maturity to this team now.
Well, and it's so...
Not just think about himself, you know?
And being that Kobe is 37 and he's still the leader of that team, that tells you a lot. Because with Tim Duncan, you have other guys out there that can step up, but those guys need Kobe on the floor.
They do.
To get going. Yeah, because like you said, they have a lot of rookies. They have a lot of young guys. They have guys with potential, but they don't have guys that's on Kobe Bryant's level. So they need Kobe out there. I don't expect him to cut back on his minutes, which would be, it's a great idea.
That's going to be a detriment.
Yeah, but yes, only if he had other guys that can fill his shoes, that can come in and give them a lead and have Kobe just come in and add to that.
If Kobe gets hurt again, he's not going to be there for any minutes. So isn't it better to have him for short minutes and maybe miss some games than to have him have another critical injury and then he's out?
Yeah, but Kobe, he signed up to play basketball. So
and
he doesn't. He's going to be retiring. I would think in the next
don't say
2
that
or 3 years. No, not.
Oh God.
Yeah, but we all have to face reality. I don't want to face it either. I wish Kobe can play till he's 50 years old. I would be one of those crazy fans that would watch him until he's 50 years old.
Yeah, that would make you crazy.
Even though we have LeBron, we have Westbrook, we have all these wonderful, remarkable guys, Kevin Durant. I think the league will be different without seeing Kobe Bryant out there every night on the floor. That's going to be a difference maker for the league.
It's true, but the fact that he is not out there when he's injured is worse. So you know what, Kobe, just cut your minutes down just a little bit. Now, right down the hall from where the Mamba plays are the Clippers. And the Clippers have a lot of talent on their team. They've got Doc Rivers guiding them, and there is turmoil over there.
Yeah, I don't know.
They should be a better team than they are.
They should be a way better team than they are right now because one thing about Doc Rivers, he's one of those coaches where he's relatable to those players.
He's relatable to all of us. We all like Doc.
We all like Doc. He's a relatable guy. But
is he going to be able to take that team to the next level? They have got to go deep into the playoffs.
Well, this is the year. If they don't do it this year, I don't know. I don't know if his job might be a little questionable, which it shouldn't be.
I don't
because
think it
Doc
is
that guy.
Ballmer
but Ballmer loves him.
Yeah,
but at the same time, the Clippers, they have high expectations, and if they don't meet those expectations this year, I don't know. Somebody is gonna be gone. I don't know. Chris Paul, he's a really good player. He's been in the league for an enormous amount of time, but he wants to win a ring.
Well, then he needs to step it up, and they need to figure out a way to get that done, because there is something that's blocking that team, and I don't know what it is. We love Doc. Blake is great. Chris is great. They've got DeAndre Jordan.
They have the weapons.
They do. They have
the weapons.
They have a great team around them. So we'll see if this could be the year that the Clippers go forward. We'll see. We'll see how the Lakers go. And
about consistency.
Yeah,
it'll be all about consistency with the Clippers.
And you know what? We'll be talking about it.
We will.
For a very long time. So we're going to cut this short right now. And thanks for listening, and tune in and hear more sports talk from us.
Yeah, we'll have some breaking news after training camp.
Breaking news, yes.
We'll see what's going on, and we'll let you guys know.
All right.
Talk to you soon.